What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be testing out some Photoshop brushes, doing a speed paint, and yeah, so I hope you enjoy the video. Links to the brushes will be in the description. So I downloaded two different brush sets, and the first one I'll be reviewing is Artistic Oils Brush Kit by Ramon Miranda. So these brushes were pretty nice. I wanted to do oil brushes, and yeah, these pretty much did the job. The way they worked is that you had one color and then you also had a secondary color, and both of those would kind of be included based on how hard you were pressing. There was a video that came with that was posted, but like demonstrating the brushes, but I didn't watch that. The color thing was not too well, it wasn't that it was super confusing, it was just that it could be a little tedious. I'm sure it's something that wouldn't be too hard to get used to, though. I mean, it wasn't that hard for me to get used to. But yeah, overall I really liked the texture, and yeah, they were pretty much what I was hoping for, so yeah. So the next kit I'm using is 13 blending and texturing brushes by Godhead on DeviantArt. These also worked well. I liked them. One of the things that I actually really liked is that some of the brushes reminded me of Paint Tool side brushes, which is the only thing that I've ever wanted from that I didn't have in Photoshop. You know, it's a little bit harder to get like the marker tool inside in Photoshop, so these actually came relatively close in my eyes. Yeah, I really enjoyed them. The only issue is, like, for me, I'm just kind of bad at choosing and deciding between brushes. I can never really tell which one I should be using versus the other, but I guess it just comes with practice. The only thing I was missing was like a nice hard edge, because I usually use just a square brush with opacity, as I will get into later. So I was missing a little bit of that edge, but I'm sure with practice I could make it work and get the edges and the softness. That's kind of why people switch between brushes, I guess. Anyways, yeah, these are pretty good. Moving on to the final drawing. For both of the brush kits, I had a little chart of swatches to see which ones I liked the most, and you know, to look back on and reference. You'll see throughout the video, and you probably already have seen, that I kind of switched to that layer to see which ones I think will be applicable in whatever situation. Yeah. So for this piece, it was an interesting start. I kind of knew where I wanted to go, didn't really. A lot of my ideas kind of are random, and I don't really think too much about them beforehand. A lot of my favorite drawings are ones that I literally didn't put thought into in the beginning and just sort of started drawing and then made something and developed it over time. And that is somewhat what I did with this. Sometimes it was a little bit tedious, and I had to like go back and forth and figure out what I was really doing. Yeah, and especially towards the painting stage. A lot of the times when I start painting a sketch, I start wishing that it looked more like the sketch, and I'm constantly trying to make it look the way that I liked how the sketch looked, if that makes sense. Yeah, so a lot of times I'll like the sketch more, so it's kind of like an annoying process to go back and forth, and like you'll see me switching between layers a lot to see how to make it look better. And usually I just have to keep working and working until I finally get it to a point where I'm like, okay, yes, this looks good. A lot of times it won't look like the sketch still, but I'll still be happy with it, and that's kind of the point. And at that point I'll usually like it more than I actually liked the sketch. So yeah, there's been times that I just kind of gave up on a drawing instead and had to restart the whole painting, because well, not the whole painting, but from the sketch stage, had to just start up. One of my latest pieces, I had to restart like 3 or 4 times because I just couldn't get it to look right. A lot of the times characters start looking like they're wearing like really heavy makeup or something, which I'm not really going for at all. So yeah, I don't know, it's just a process, I guess. So I use the oil brushes and stuff. Actually, I did this whole thing because I feel like I want to add more texture to my art. Like I said earlier, I usually just use a square brush with opacity and pen pressure sensitivity. And, you know, that works pretty well, and I like that, but I feel like it would be fun to add some more realistic textures and just sort of experiment. And I've been really into oil painting, portraits and stuff. I follow Henry Cow, I think. It's not Cow, it doesn't sound like cow. I don't know how to say his name. Henry Cow, I don't know. But he's an amazing artist, and he does oil paintings, and it's just like, I can't get over how he just is able to make like a few brush strokes like completely define like a whole eye and a face. It's like amazing. So I've been wanting to get into oil paints, but I thought I would start digitally, I guess. Not really the same thing, but it works for me for now. So yeah, I just wanted to have more interest in my art and details and fun little textures and stuff. And it turned out good. It was exactly kind of what I was looking for and how I wanted to expand things. And I'm not really sure how much I'll use these brushes in the future. Hopefully a lot more. Definitely it's nice for backgrounds, but I also think it's fun to incorporate it with the actual character as I did here. And yeah, originally I was actually going to do kind of like an unboxing style for this. You know, people do a lot of art supply reviews, and I kind of wanted to do that digitally. But then when I was actually trying to review the brushes live, I didn't really have a lot of insight on it. I was just sort of like silence for a while and then being like, yep, this is a brush, so yep, it works, very cool. So I just decided I would do just entirely voiceover to make it a little bit less boring and more interesting, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll do that one day. It's just kind of weird to give your opinion live if you don't have any opinions to give. It's a little bit more stressful like that. It's easier to just review whatever you thought of after the fact, and I think it worked out pretty well. I haven't done a YouTube video in a very, very long time. I used to really want to do them like weekly and stuff, and I kind of just gave up. I think my last video is probably like a year or two old and very bad, but I kind of stopped doing videos because recording speed paints and going through the process was just completely tedious because I was using Movie Maker, which is notorious for not being amazing. It worked, but it was very slow, and it took me like 15 hours overall to record a single like 5-minute speed paint. So I kind of got very apprehensive about it, and it was just getting too stressful for me, so I kind of fell off. And for some reason today I just sort of had the inspiration and decided to just go with it and record a video, just have fun with it. Now I'm using Premiere, which is way easier and so much less of a pain. I'm sure this will still take a while to, you know, save, but the process of editing it itself is so much smoother, and I'm so happy to be using this. Yeah, hopefully I'll make more videos. I can't guarantee anything. Maybe it'll be many months before my next upload. Maybe it'll be like a week. We'll see where I stand. Maybe I'll try. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really plan on doing strictly art videos. If I do start recording videos again, I might. I've been wanting for a while to kind of start doing more real life stuff, but just haven't really gotten around to it. It's a little bit confusing to record at my house. I don't know. Whatever. Besides all that, yes, pretty happy with how the drawing turned out. I hope you like it too. And just enjoy the rest of the video. Peace out.